Yeah, so first off and foremost, I teach people about regenerative agriculture. How to farm, not bringing in any chemical or fertilizer inputs at all. How to create compost. How to fix land that's sort of been destroyed and bring it back to life. So our farm got toasted in the fire and the storm. And so we decided, hey, we already know how to do this. So we moved down the road to this farm that we were also working on. And we decided, let's show some people how to make some tiny homesteads where they can build a solar system for $3,000 or $4,000, where they can turn a trailer or a pod into a bedroom and put it on a deck and not leave a super huge impact on the ag land.
Absolutely.
We want to farm, so we don't want to compromise where we're farming.
Right.
But so right now we clothe a little bit of our farm, and we have all sorts of different things going on here. We have tiny modulars, we have containers, we have a whole little setup here. And then we're in the first stages right now where we're building out bathrooms and kitchens. We've set it up with jigs so everything can be built just like a puzzle, like Legos.
Wow.
A group of even inexperienced carpenters can come in and follow it like ABC by numbers.
Right.
And so we'll be turning several of these containers back here, as well as 40-foot containers, into modular houses that are basically like a bedroom. And then there's a deck. And then off the deck, there's a bathroom.
Wow.
Sink to brush your teeth on. You're standing on the deck. And then there's a shower in this side. Wow.
That's great.
So to be able to give folks an area where they can live on this modular signature. A couple containers, a bathroom, a kitchen. They have contained gray water, contained black water. They have a solar system that comes with it and satellite.
Right.
So they're not taxing any of the systems. They're completely off grid.
Yeah.
Now we can allow folks to be able to get on certain, if it's in Auntie's yard, if it's on a piece of ag land, if it's in a residential right in the driveway.
That's right.
We can house folks where they can get the next year or two and feel like they have a home. And it's theirs. We're giving it to them 100% for free.
I love that.
And then they can actually take it onto their land that's been burned as soon as it's safe enough. And now they have a bathroom and a shower.
That's right.
Even if they're staying somewhere else where they're building, or they're staying right there and
So
building.
they can actually clean up after they work on their property, like you said, and if they go back somewhere else, that's fine.
But
they
ideally, you know, a lot of folks, I know how they are. They'll be farming and they'll be like planting things and have their chickens there. And like, that's how it is over here.
That's how we are in Louisiana.
For us to be able to help get some folks into a stable area, these are the pods knocked down like that. Those white ones. Those things are all insulated. The containers, you won't recognize them because we'll insulate them very similar. We have a refrigerated container, and we'll grow hundreds of thousands of pounds of food here that will feed our community for the next year or two free of charge.
I love that.
We'll give them a card, and all the folks who have lost will come to us, and they'll take boxes of vegetables home.
That's right.
And food that we make right at the stand as well.
Do y'all have one of the modulars finished or started?
So if you think about it, we're 2 months into the disaster.
Yeah.
Just to get this pad down, the
Oh, I
fact that
know.
we even have this done in 2 months.
It's a miracle, it
We're
is.
moving in 10 containers every week. We've moved some containers in, some containers out.
Yeah.
And we'll be putting our first 6 homesteads together that will actually arrive on land within the next 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh. So if
Yeah.
anybody is thinking about coming to Maui, you want to just give them your, like, where they need to go to sign up to come and help you guys?
So it's kind of a touchy, traumatic situation, and it's kind of tricky what to tell people because we really don't want visitors here right now.
Right.
I think everyone should sort of give people till January.
Yeah.
Let them go through the holidays because it's so different here culturally.
Yeah, it
people
is.
don't understand it. We don't even consider this America.
Right.
We grew up so separate from it, and we've only seen the side of being pushed out of the way.
That's
Second-class citizens. We've lost all the beaches to hotels.
Yes.
If you do come here, don't send your kids in front of us to jump into line because there's a long line. All of that line is the visitors. So we can't get in the restaurants. We can't get cream in the store. We're battling for resources.
Yeah,
We've
you
lost
are.
all of our stores on this side now. And it's been that way for the last 100 years. But for the last 20 or 30 years, somebody decided that tourism should be 90% of our economy.
That's right.
And this is not a destination. This is the Kingdom of Hawaii.
That's right.
And so we need to understand that.
This is somebody's home.
Right, it's someone's home. So like if we would go to Louisiana, we'd feel the same way.
Yeah, we
want
would.
to come
Yeah,
there
we
to
would.
take part in the culture and to understand, not to come parasailing and eat at Burger King or pay $30 for hamburgers at the hotels, where none of that goes to our economy. And everybody seems to think with this sense of entitlement that somehow they're helping us by
That's right.
coming here. So I see
Right.
folks like yourself that are coming here and they're helping us. So I don't mean any disrespect
Oh,
to
no,
anyone.
that's fine.
I
We
just want to
understand.
plead to sensitivity.
That's right.
To try to understanding
Yeah.
that this is a culture that's just, it's like going on to an Indian reservation.
That's right.
An Indian Native American reservation, where people have been displaced already. And would they want
Yeah.
people taking advantage of all their resources and all their sacred sites?
Yeah.
So I think that we're not going to stop tourism, but perhaps maybe it's the opportunity for people to look at it a little differently.
Exactly
and
right.
to come here with a reverence for understanding and maybe wanting to learn the culture
Yes.
and take part and know what aloha means.
That's right.
And so that's really important.
Hello, love, and goodbye, all at the same, right?
It's a lot more than that. Ah is the breath of life. And so in Hawaiians would greet each other head to head and take in each other's breath. In fact, when the outsiders came, they wanted to shake hands. So they thought they were without breath, without life.
Yeah.
And so they thought, wow, that's where the word ha'ole comes from. Without breath, without life. It doesn't mean white, it doesn't mean a racial thing. It was in that difference in culture
Yes.
that you didn't share the breath.
That's
The
right.
same thing of sharing the breath probably also was the demise of many of the Hawaiians
Right.
due to smallpox and plague and whatever the things
Yeah.
were, the common cold.
Yeah.
So we've been through a lot here, and still you'll see the aloha everywhere and all
Yeah,
the
you
sharing
do.
everywhere. And so that's why we tell folks as well, hey, you've gotten married here, you've parasailed here. Come use folks like yourself as an example and come here and really give back on the ground to the community and
Yeah.
try to help
So
if you
that's-
are going to be here.
Yes, so that's what we did. We talked to people on YouTube and we encouraged them, put your money with ours, send us back. We'll physically work. We'll stay out of the burn areas. We know better.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look at our YouTube, you'll not see one
I think
victim
that could be
crying or
great,
anything.
and we invite people that
right?
way.
And put your money together,
That's
send
right.
one or two people to work, stay away. But then everybody's money comes with one or two people delivering it.
And I
around.
think that's very important,
Yeah.
and we don't want to shun that at all.
No, 'cause that saved y'all
statement of,
1,000 people
keeping
coming.
the major tourism off the west side for now,
That's right.
and letting
That's right.
it flourish on the other parts of the island. But even
That's it.
then, it should be a wake-up call that we're overburdened with it now.
Look, you
So we
guys
need
are
to
2
think
weeks
that
from
way.
being without food on the island. I was telling him
2
that.
weeks away from starvation.
We were literally eating dinner with a woman that has been raised here her whole life. She's in her 60s, and we were all eating dinner. And at the dinner table, we were talking about the lack of resources here. We were blessed to meet with an indigenous family and stay at their native family land in Hana. One of the first nights we got here, because I'd made friends with them in September. And it was such a beautiful thing. We stayed one night and we both at the same time went, it's time to go because this is their family.
Right.
Like, let's go and let them have their family time. But what I realized was they can't ride their horses on the beaches anymore. They can't take their kids to go and do what they really want to do because there's
the
tourists.
displacement
The
that is-
tourists are
We're
everywhere.
not even second-class citizens. We're third-class.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Honestly. Like over here.
That sounds awful that you saying yes you are, but we know for a fact what's going on now.
Yeah.
And that's like you were saying in the restaurants and all of that's not supporting y'all. Since we've been here, I think we had one restaurant, and it was a breakfast restaurant, trying to go before we went to church, but we still couldn't find a church to go to.
Right, we couldn't find the church.
So, what my thing was when I told her, like, instead of supporting these great big restaurants, let's go find a little hole in the wall.
Exactly.
Like we do in
Wait,
Louisiana.
We went to this
That's what we do when we travel as well.
Yeah.
this one great place, the Cattleman
Company up. That's
Company.
going up country towards
going
Hana.
up country. I know it's in town still, but it's away from the beaten path that
Oh,
all of the
absolutely. Yeah.
tourists are at.
You want to go to locally owned businesses wherever you can.
And
That's
I tell
right.
you, everywhere we have gone, I walk in there and they got all them great looking little knickknacks. I bought so many little Christmas presents already.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's what we're gonna do. Is
And it's
locally
not even
done.
bringing it home. I give it to other families here that I see. and it's just been awesome meeting these people.
Yeah, right on.
They're
power
great.
of aloha here. People are so friendly, and think we've been through so much, and to still carry that aloha and to want to share it with folks. And now through what's going on now, we kind of want to reshape how things are set up as we build back. And that
I agree.
like Lahaina isn't just a place where we're behind hordes and hordes and hordes of tourists all the time.
That's right.
Slow it down. Let people come with reverence and understanding. And
Build online businesses where people can purchase. That's something we did when I was here in September, was connect people on the mainland to individual artists, musicians from here where they could order and have it sent so people didn't have to come. But yeah, we're gonna let you get back to it, Mr. Eddie. As we move towards Lahaina, this is the first time that Stephen will see the burn area. All of this burnt, and this is, so all of this is identical to how it was in September, you guys. Not much has changed. They still have the Verizon response and the satellite set up, and there's about all you can see of Lahaina coming in with the burn areas. When I came in September, this road to your left right here was blocked by police and military, but it looks like they're starting to slowly open up. There's one road closure there. So yeah, police and military are still here, still present. There's another checkpoint there. Black fencing is still up, but it does look like people are starting to move back around a little bit. Yeah, you're gonna follow these guys and go to your right, because you pretty much cannot go any further than right here. This is the Honapalani Drive, and you can't go anywhere down there because that's all burnt. Looks like they're getting some work done in the areas. You can see cars, and they've got porta potties out there. People are slowly being allowed to go back into the zones, you guys, towards their homes, but they are in great need of PPE. Don't let anybody tell you that that's BS. I know a lot of people like to talk about whether or not something, we're here, and I'm telling y'all, I have sat in Zooms with people working with the EPA, people working with the health department, people taking their own soil samples, and you must have PPE on, okay? And it's mainly because they have found lead and arsenic at extreme levels all up in the ashes around around Kula, from Kula and Lahaina. So don't let anybody lie. The people out here need to be wearing masks when they're having their properties cleaned. So you're looking at multiple years here. All right, it's 2 months. They haven't even started removing rubble yet. People are still just getting permission to get back to their homes. There are some people that are still not even going back yet because their section has not been allowed in. From what I have heard, the saddest thing that I'm hearing is some people have waited and waited to get back to their property to realize that they got booted for the spot because they wanted to open up the harbor so that the sailboats you can see out there in the water could get to the water. So that's what they did. They booted out locals to get back to their property so they could go first and work around the harbor so they could put the sailboats back in. What is happening on Maui, and you heard it from Eddie Garcia this morning, is that the locals are third-class citizens in their own country.
Their own state.
in their own state. Well, really, they see themselves as a separate country.
They see themselves as a country, their own country, but
America's got their claws in them.
Yeah, America's taking over here.
Yeah, and I mean,
America does not deserve this.
No, we
all.
don't.
I don't care who you are, what you do. America does not deserve this Hawaii area because it's too beautiful to let Americans keep it.
It's not ours, you guys. Maui was never meant to be ours or China's or Russia's or the Japanese. We all need to come together as a world and agree to help defend Maui and allow the Polynesian islands to govern themselves. We need to be removed. Now, how's that going to happen when so many people are focused on money? I don't know. One thing Stephen and I have talked about on this trip, one thing that's become very apparent, the people need tourists, but they don't want us. Okay, and no, and I don't mean anybody's been rude to us, because they have not. They have been more than kind. Look at the sunblock, right? But they don't need us right now. Now they need the financial support, and the shame is, you would think all this money's coming in, right? This is America taken over by our country, but they're being ignored. So what is the answer? Like, everybody's got an opinion. The problem is Maui needs to be annexed. It needs to, all of the Hawaiian islands need to be out of America's hands. They need to have their government put back in place, their constitution put back in place, and the whole world needs to come to an agreement to not allow it to be taken over by other countries. So if America vacates, you know, then that does not give China or Russia or anybody else the right to come in and take them over. They need to be their own country. The indigenous people, the locals, they know how to run. That's what we saw, right? Would you say more than anything? They know how to take care of their own island.
They know how to take care of their own island.
They don't need us.
All we do is pollute stuff.
And take their resources. You heard Eddie Garcia in this video tell you guys 2 weeks from starvation. And when locals come, when tourists come, they just take up all the resources. We went the other day and we're talking to some of the people that were staying in our location. And they were like, oh wait, they're still not housed, the people in Lahaina? And Stephen and I were shocked. Like, they came here to go on vacation. They had no thought for the people of Lahaina. They had no consideration of where they could go work or help or give up their time or anything. They didn't intend to. They came here for vacation. They were going to take their vacation.
And they are taking their vacation.
They're not at all concerned about what's going on in this island. And that's what's making people mad. That's what needs to stop. The people here, unfortunately, like Eddie says, about 20 years ago, they don't know when it happened or how it happened, 90% of the economy began to revolve around tourists. And now you've got an economy that can't make it without tourists, and a governor who only cares about tourists, and a mayor that only cares about tourists. You have seriously hurting people here who are being bounced from place to place, when they have places like where we're staying that they literally could house them for a year until they could get something built back up, or until Eddie and them can get the tiny houses built. So if you've not donated to that, I'm going to try to put that link in here for you guys. Donate to them. Donate to them. We gave $400 to the homestead houses that his nonprofit's building. The other $600 plus we handed to him, told him it was for him. He lost everything in this fire. He's sleeping in a hammock.
Yeah.
A hammock in a sea can. And he was not complaining. Never complained once. That's called survival. So we handed him $600 so he to use it for whatever he needed for him and his family.
And most of the time that money's going to go back to his tiny homes, because that's where he's put all of his money at.
Yeah.
All his money and his time onto that.
And growing food for free for this island.
Yes, giving it away for free.
You you need to donate to them. Stop donating to Samaritan's Purse and Red Cross and all this stuff where they're taking 60 and 70 cents of the dollar to run their organization. Give it to people on Maui who are actually helping the people on Maui. Red Cross and Samaritan's Purse, I haven't seen them yet. They'll be out of here in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm telling you guys.
They're probably already out.
I'm telling you, we go through disasters all the time in Louisiana, and we are telling you, they don't stay.
They're probably paying somebody to walk around with the Red Cross shirt on, or Samaritan shirt.
Look, we're still here. They're not. They were staying on the other end of the island where it's, you know, $600 a night and putting whole families in one bed hotel rooms and moving them every couple of weeks. Shame on you, Red Cross. Shame on you, FEMA. Shame on you, American government. Get out of Maui. Just go. Give this country back. Give it back to the people it belongs to.